Ever wonder why wars are fought and how one side can win? Today, we dive into The Art of War by Sun Tzu, focusing on Chapter 4, and we'll explain it in a way that's easy to grasp. We'll be taking a fresh look at this ancient treatise on warfare, breaking down its complex ideas into simple terms. Our focus? Chapter 4, a fascinating exploration of tactical ground selection and its impact on battle outcomes. Come along on an exciting journey to learn about the principles of warfare and strategy. Imagine you're playing your favorite video game. Some areas are easy to move around in, while others slow you down. This is the concept of accessible and inaccessible grounds. Now, what are these grounds all about? Let's dive in. Accessible grounds are like your favorite park, where you can run, jump, and play freely. It's the same in a battle. These are areas where armies can move around quickly and easily. They're like an open field where you can see everything around you. Advantage? You can move your troops swiftly and position them strategically. On the flip side, we have inaccessible grounds. Think of it like trying to run in a thick, muddy swamp. It's not easy, right? Inaccessible grounds in warfare are just like that swamp. They're difficult terrains, like mountains, forests, or marshes, which can slow down your troops and make it harder to navigate. The downside? Moving through these landscapes can be slow and challenging, making your troops vulnerable. But just like in your video game, there's a strategy to everything. Even though inaccessible grounds can be tough, they can also offer some protection. It's harder for enemies to attack if they can't move around easily, isn't it? So sometimes these areas can work in your favor if used wisely. The key takeaway here is that the type of ground you're on can significantly affect your battle strategy. If you find yourself on accessible ground, you can move quickly, attack swiftly, and reposition your forces with ease. But if you're on inaccessible ground, you might have to move slower, be more cautious, and maybe even use the terrain for protection. So, choosing your battleground wisely is the first step in strategic planning. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know about your surroundings, the better you can plan your moves. Just like in your video game, understanding the lay of the land can help you win battles, and maybe even the entire war. So the next time you're playing your favorite game, think about it. Would you rather fight in an open field or a thick forest? The answer might just help you understand one of the most important lessons from The Art of War. Scene script. Ever get stuck in a maze? That's what entangling grounds are like in warfare. Imagine a labyrinth of narrow paths, dead ends and sudden turns. Now picture that maze in the context of a battlefield. This is the essence of entangling grounds, a concept from the 4th chapter of The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Entangling grounds are areas that can easily trap or ensnare troops, making them extremely dangerous and challenging to navigate. You're playing a strategic video game, and you lead your troops into a dense forest, full of winding paths and thick underbrush. Suddenly, you realize your forces are scattered, lost, and vulnerable. That's precisely the sticky situation Sun Tzu was talking about when he referred to entangling grounds. Now, let's delve into Sun Tzu's advice on handling such situations. His wisdom was simple yet profound. He suggested that if you find yourself on entangling grounds, it's best to get out as quickly as possible. If you're the one laying the trap, however, these grounds can be a great advantage. You can use the confusing terrain to ensnare your enemy, leaving them lost and vulnerable while you strike decisively. But Sun Tzu also knew that sometimes escaping entangling grounds isn't an option. In these situations, he recommended a different approach. He suggested that the trapped army should remain united and fight to the last. By sticking together and fighting with determination, an ensnared force can break free from the entanglement and turn the tide of the battle. The terrain can be a powerful ally or a dangerous enemy. It can provide opportunities for victory or paths to defeat. Avoiding entangling grounds or strategizing to minimize their impact can make a huge difference in a battle. So, whether you're planning your next move in a strategy game or just trying to navigate through the maze of life, remember Sun Tzu's advice. Know your terrain and use it to your advantage. Imagine being able to slow down your enemies or control the pace of a game. That's the power of temporizing grounds. Temporizing grounds in the realm of strategy are those that allow you to control the speed and timing of the battle. Think of them as the pause button in a game, giving you a chance to catch your breath, assess the situation, and plan your next move. Sun Tzu, in his wisdom, knew the importance of timing in warfare. By taking advantage of temporizing grounds, you can delay your enemies, giving you the upper hand. It's like having the power to slow down time, allowing you to make calculated moves while your enemies scramble. But that's not all we're delving into today. We're also exploring the concept of narrow and wide grounds and how they influence troop formations and movement. Picture a narrow mountain pass. It's difficult to navigate and only a few soldiers can pass through at a time. This can be a disadvantage if you have a large army, as it could lead to congestion and chaos. However, it could also be an advantage if you're on the defensive side, as the narrow path would limit the number of enemies that can attack at once. On the other hand, wide grounds offer plenty of space for movement and formation changes. They allow for the deployment of a vast army, enabling you to surround and outmaneuver your adversaries. But be cautious, as the same advantages apply for your enemies too. In essence, the size and shape of the battleground can greatly impact the outcome of a battle. A skilled strategist understands the terrain and uses it to their advantage, turning potential obstacles into strategic assets. As Sun Tzu once said, "Know the enemy and know yourself. In 100 battles, you will never be in peril." Remember, size and shape of the battleground can greatly impact the outcome of a battle. It's not always about the size of the army, but how you use the terrain to your advantage that can make all the difference. What would you do if you were cornered with no escape? This is what desperate grounds are all about. Imagine being in a situation where you're backed into a corner with no way out. Sounds scary, right? Well, in war, this is known as desperate grounds. Sun Tzu, in his timeless wisdom, teaches us that such situations, while challenging, can inspire unwavering determination. Now, why would a situation like this inspire determination? Well, let's think about it. If you're in a pinch with no way out, you're left with two options: surrender or fight with everything you've got. Sun Tzu believed in the latter. He taught that when you're on desperate grounds, it's time to dig deep, rally your troops, and fight with everything you have. But why fight when the odds seem against you? It's because in desperate grounds, there's something profound that happens. When there's no way out, there's no choice but to go forward. There's no room for hesitation or second thoughts. There's only one path, and that's straight ahead. This unwavering determination can be a powerful tool in overcoming adversity. Sun Tzu believed that this determination could turn the tide of a conflict. When soldiers know they have no choice but to fight or fall, they tend to fight harder, smarter, and with more resolve. It's a testament to human willpower and resilience. But remember, Sun Tzu's teachings are not just about war, they're about life. We all face our own desperate grounds in our own way. It might be a challenging exam, a difficult project at work, or a personal struggle. The key is to remember Sun Tzu's wisdom and fight with unwavering determination, because retreat is not an option. Sun Tzu's teachings on desperate grounds remind us that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. It's a lesson in perseverance, tenacity, and resilience. It's a lesson that even when we're backed into a corner, we have the power within us to fight, to persevere, and to overcome. In desperate grounds, fight with all your might, because retreat is not an option. We've explored key strategies from Chapter 4 of The Art of War. We've delved into the different types of grounds and how each one, from accessible and inaccessible to entangling, temporizing, and even desperate grounds, affects battle strategies. Just like in a game of chess or your favorite video game, understanding the terrain is key. Accessible grounds allow for easy movement, while inaccessible ones can slow you down. Entangling grounds can trap you or your enemy, and temporizing grounds offer a chance to slow the pace and plan your next move. And remember how the size and shape of the battleground, whether narrow or wide, can greatly impact the outcome. It's all about positioning and movement. And let's not forget the desperate grounds, where there's no option but to fight with all you've got. The central theme that runs through all these strategies is the importance of strategic thinking and proper planning. Even a smaller force can overcome a mighty army with the right strategy. Sun Tzu's teachings are timeless. They apply not just to warfare but to our everyday lives, helping us navigate challenges with wisdom and strategy. Thank you for joining us on this exciting journey through Sun Tzu's The Art of War. We hope you found this exploration informative and engaging. Stay tuned for more enlightening videos. We'll be diving into more chapters and uncovering more strategic gems. Remember, life, like war, is all about strategy.